Hey, Dan from Michigan here again. And what do I want to talk about today? I want to talk about staying strong even as you get older. And I don't mean like, huge muscle strong, but just your whole total body strong. Because one of the things we know is that they say that after age 40, especially men, you start losing testosterone and your body uh, is just getting weaker, you know. And if you're not doing something to keep it strong, then what are you doing? You're just increasing the risk of getting injured, of having other issues with health issues and stuff like that. So it's really important to try to stay strong. And how do you do that? Well, there's obviously a number of ways, but the number one thing that you'll see more and more over and over and over is you've got to do some type of strength training, whether it be with free weights or machines, but you need to do some type, or even body weight. Okay, so there's a lot of that. And what do I do to stay strong? So, what I have done is over the years, I've always kind of focused on this, but until the last couple years, 2, 3 years, I really haven't been consistent. And finally, I realized that you've got to stay consistent. And what does that mean? I don't know, 3 to 5 days a week at least three, really 4 or 5 is the best to stay in a habit. Now, I'm still working. I'm 68 years old. I work a full-time job and I have weird hours. Like today I'm working from noon till 10:30 at night. Tomorrow I'm on call. The next day I work from 2 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. And so my schedule is always crazy like that. And so what happens is when I used to go, there was a time not that long ago where before I started doing this, that I would be able to go to the gym every morning between 4 and 6 o'clock and get a good steady workout. Actually, I had a workout partner and we were working out pretty steady on a regular daily basis. And we were doing that at least 5 days, sometimes 6 days a week. And so I was getting a mix of free weights, machines, and a number of other things that I used to do. So, what are you going to do? In order to stay strong and healthy, you've got to find what works best for you. Now, number one, if you do have a gym close by, then you need to find a gym that you like and that you can use regularly. That's close enough for you to get there that you know you're not going to have excuses, because that's the one of the biggest things, Like by me, there's like 3 gyms really close, but I don't really care for any of them because I got spoiled at the gym I go to. I go to a Lifetime Fitness. They're throughout the country. If you have anyone near you, check it out. I highly suggest that you do that, only because even though it's probably the most expensive gym around, it has everything, and so you'll never get bored. This gym has pools inside and outside. It's got a hot tubs. It's got uh, cold plunge. It's got a steam sauna, dry sauna, basketball court, climbing wall, pickleball. It's got a restaurant. It's got a salon. It's got you can get massages and training and classes and just bike. You can spin classes and Pilates and all that stuff. Just it's got everything, and it's expensive. But what's your health worth to you? As we get older, you see the people that are weak have all kinds of issues. Okay, just a little something that popped in my head just now. One of the things that I do all the time is I put my socks on standing up. And I challenge you, even if you're in your 40s or 50s, do it. If you can do it all the way until, I'm hoping I can do that until I'm into my Hopefully God lets me live to my 70s, 80s, 90s, and even into 100 if I can still put my socks on standing up. As you get older, one of the things people lose, and you hear it all the time, people falling, is their balance. And it's because they don't have the strength in their feet. So just standing on one foot and holding that up and putting your sock on a daily basis. It's even an exercise I do at work at the gym, and just standing on one foot and moving that other leg back and forth to keep your balance. So little things, right? So first of all, let's say you don't have a gym near you. What can you do? So I've got 3 things at home for when I'm not able to go to the gym. I still want to get something in. So I have a pull-up bar, and it's Alley Peaks, ALLYPEAKS. I love it. It's simple. It's easy to put together. It fits on the door jamb. And if you're not too heavy, I think it has a weight limit, so you want to check on that. But if you're not too heavy, then you can use that. And I don't care if you can only do 1 pull-up today or not even 1 pull-up. If you do it on a regular basis, you will find, I'm at the point right now, I can pull up many guys, young guys at the gym. My first set of pull-ups, I can do at least 21 pull-ups. Now I do chin-ups because I have some issues with my shoulders sometimes, but I can do pull-ups too. I can do at least 15 pull-ups, but I do like 21 on my first set, and I'll do a total of 50. But that took time to get there, right? So you get a pull-up bar in your house. Nice thing about that Alley Peaks pull-up bar is you can take it off the door and you can use it down to do dips, or you can do push-ups with it where you're up off the floor too. So it's got multi-uses to it, and you can see it. You can get it on Amazon. It's cheap. It's $20 or $30 or something like that. So that's one thing. Number 2, push-ups. Everybody can do push-ups, whether you can do 1 push-up or you can do, I can do 65 push-ups at one time. There's guys my age I see do 100 push-ups, okay? So I'm getting there, okay? But I don't go crazy. I do what I can, okay? Just stay strong. And then the other thing is squats. Now I put something underneath my heels so that I can do squats with a little bit more depth. It kind of helps it, makes it a little easier. But I'll do 100 squats at one time. Not any weight, no weight in the hand. You can do squats with weights too. It'll help strengthen your legs and make them even stronger. But at least in a minimum, whatever you can do in pull-ups, whatever you can do in push-ups, whatever you can do in squats. Those 3 things right there will keep all of your muscles or most of your muscles in your body staying fit. What's the other thing you can do? Walk. 30 minutes a day, 4, 5, 6, even 7 days a week with walking at a brisk enough pace. Now, what's brisk? I remember when I first met my girlfriend, she says, I walk with purpose, okay? So just do it that way. You want to walk where you can walk fast enough to keep your heart rate up, but you're still able to talk, right? So get that 30-minute walk in. It's great if you have a spouse or a partner to get out there and forget about the phone, enjoy the weather, whether it be hot or cold, get out there, talk about your day, talk about your plans, your dreams, your future, just funny things, talk about other people you see, whatever, okay? But get out and walk. So those right there, if you'll do those, you can maintain your strength and putting on your socks, standing up, okay? But hey, if you're going to go to the gym, this is the best way to stay strong because you can focus. Some people are real good at keeping track of everything they do. I used to do that for a while, but for me, it's just, I don't do it. You should probably, right? But anyway, I don't do it. However, you can, and you probably should. You can see how you're advancing. But if you're doing it regular, you'll kind of know where you start out at and how you move up, and what makes sense for you. I'm not looking to become all cut and everything where you're just looking, you can, somebody sees you and they can see it. I just want to stay strong. So I will do free weights, machines, I know Planet Fitness has this circuit you can do. I used to go to Planet Fitness, and that was nice because it worked every muscle group. And I would do that once or twice around, and you have a good solid workout. You can do that 3 days a week, and it's going to give you a full body workout. The nice thing about our gym, they have classes. My girlfriend goes to classes 5 to 6 days a week. And she'll do strength and cardio classes, kind of a combination. One's called Strictly Strength and one's called Shred. And they're great classes. I've been in them. And you're gonna do what you can do based on how long you've been doing the class, because they'll do like a minute of an exercise. Doesn't sound like a lot, but a minute of each exercise, and they'll do 3 sets of that. And so you think, oh, I'll just grab the 35 pounders or 40 pounders. No, 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 no. You might start out with 10 or 15, because doing that for a minute, whatever that exercise might be, is going to make a huge difference for you. So, staying strong, it's a combination of stuff, right? So for me, I will do the classes if I can when I'm there with her, because I know it's a good full body workout. But if I want to focus more on some things like arms and back and that, I will go ahead and pick out the machines and the weights and do the exercises. And there's so many things, if you don't know what to do or how to do it, go on YouTube. You're going to find stuff, all kinds of videos that tell you how to properly do them. And a lot of times if you join a gym, they'll even have an app that'll tell you how to properly do certain things, and you can set up routines and all that kind of stuff. So that's not important. What's important is getting there, right? And doing it regularly basis. So you got to kind of find a way to commit to it. Now, like I said, my schedule is weird. So I can go, my gym's open from 4 a.m. until midnight. Sometimes I go in the morning first thing, sometimes I go in the afternoon, sometimes I go in the evening, but you got to get it in. Okay. And after the first couple months, it's like you miss it if you don't do it. So you really takes a while to get into that routine where you miss it. There's some mornings, if you're going to go in the morning all the time and you get up and you're like, I don't want to go, believe me, just go. Once you get there, you'll say, man, I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went. If you have a gym that has a sauna, a dry sauna, I would highly recommend it. If you can afford to have a dry sauna in your home, I'd highly recommend it. You can do the research on it. I did, but there's a 40% lower risk of death, of all-cause mortality, if you go to 4 to 7 times a week, 20 minutes in a dry sauna. And that's like 120, or I don't know, it's hot, okay? But you just sit there and you can watch your heart rate go up from just being and sitting in there. So it's considered actually a low cardio workout. But you can watch your heart rate go from 70 to 110 just sitting in that sauna for 20 to 30 minutes. And you also have a 48% lower risk of fatal cardiovascular disease. They've had a study that was over 20 years that showed this with adults by using the sauna 4 to 7. If you use it 2 to 3 times a week, it's 20 minutes, it's a 24% lower risk of death. But if I'm going to go from 24 to 40 or 48, I'm going to do the 4 days. What's one more day, right? So if you can, man, this is a great thing to do, okay? Sauna, my gym has a sauna, a dry sauna, a steam sauna, a hot tub, cold plunge, pool, just all of that stuff. So for weights, I get all that in. And I really think that's really important to just stay strong. Do it 3 times a week, at least 3 times a week. You can get it in. You'll get addicted. You might want to do it 5 or 6 times a week. I know if I could, I'd be there 6 days a week, or at least 5, okay? You got to give your body a rest a little bit here and there. Now for cardio, like I say, my girlfriend and I, we walk together a lot. But for me, my most fun cardio is playing basketball. And I'm still playing with guys half my age. And it's because I've been able to not only play basketball, but stay stronger in the gym with the weights. And if I'm not in the gym, I'm doing it here at home. Okay. This t-shirt, as a matter of fact, I got this t-shirt from doing 100 push-ups a day. It was 2,000 push-ups for the month was the goal. And it was to raise money for suicide prevention for people that had been in the service. And I thought it was a great cause. So raised a few $100, and I did like 2,400 push-ups. So 24 days, I did 100 push-ups a day. And, it's just little fun things, right? It's kind of a neat thing to stay committed to, right? And even if you did, some of the people I saw on there, they were doing 5 push-ups at a time or 10 push-ups at a time. Fortunately, I was able to do them all at once. I did 50 or 60, then another 20 or 30, and then, finish up to 100. So I was able to do that, but hey, it doesn't matter, right? So it was something that kept you committed to doing it for a whole month, which I was already doing, but, that commitment of having to do it every day, not ever saying, well, I missed a day or here or there. I really didn't. I only missed 6 days out of the month. And I think it was in November or December. So there was a lot going on. But anyway, that's doing those things. The sauna. I'm trying to think what else. Playing basketball. You can do pickleball and go swimming. Swimming is a super great one. Doing the rowing machine. Great for cardio and for your back and your arms and your legs, a little bit of everything. Classes, if you enjoy those. So, just a lot of stuff. And you got to pick what you want. Of course, eating healthier is good too. That all comes into play. You're not going to really lose weight from working out. You kind of got to combine that with a good diet to lose weight and working out. You'll lose a little bit at first, but people think, well, I'm going to go to the gym to lose weight. No, it really does. What it starts doing is starts shaping your body. Okay. And you can start seeing the little changes in the shape of your body from the workout. But if you're not losing weight, you're not going to really see that as well. So most of us need to lose weight. I'm still working, mine's been a slow process, but I don't care. I'm slowly losing it. And I'm going to talk about that in another video. What I think for those of you that are like me and that don't like to diet, you don't like to diet, I don't like to diet, I can't stand it, I don't stick with it. Or when I do and I lose a bunch of weight, I end up gaining it all back. So I finally found a way that I can keep it off and not worry about dieting, okay? So that'll be in another video. Anyway, Dan here from Michigan. I hope you have a phenomenal day. Hope this video can get you going. There's guys at our gym that are older than me in their 70s and 80s that work out on a regular basis, and you can see it. But don't wait till you're my age to start. I'm 68. You want to start as soon as you can. But if you're already retired or you're still working, make that time for you so that when you do retire or as you are retired, you're going to still physically be able to do things. Like we're going to Alaska on hiking trips in September. Okay. There's a lot of people won't, at my age, ain't going to go hiking. They want to look for those less strenuous walks or other things, but we're going cruise and some hiking excursions, and we're excited about that. Okay. So anyway, again, have a fantastic day, and we'll talk again.